Time is short, so I'll be brief. With the successful breakout from Normandy by our troops, the Nazis are quickly falling back to their border. Hitler knows that France has been lost, and we've intercepted a communique ordering Dietrich von Choltitz, the general in charge of Paris, to burn the capital before the Allies get there. Apparently, though, Choltitz is having second thoughts about going down in history as the man who extinguished the City of Lights, and the Swedish Consul General has stepped in to broker a ceasefire. Unfortunately, we can't be sure all the junior officers will go along with disobeying a direct order from the Fuhrer, and there are reports of explosives being distributed to key locations around the city. Paris has survived for over 4 years under Nazi occupation. It would be horrible for it to be destroyed now, on the eve of its liberation. It's time for you to go home, Manon. Good luck.
Final Uprising, Saturday 19th August 1944, Benvenue Paris, Monon. My name is Aline Fcade. Our resistance group near the Latin Quarter was informed of your arrival. We Parisians are ready to take back our city, but are in need of a well-equipped government building to make our HQ, and are short on weapons to say the least. We need you to help us capture the prefecture d'Hippoly, roughly 200 yards from Notre Dame. Controlling the prefecture will give us the means to organize the Paris police force, not to mention the armory within. The prefecture will be lightly defended since we will be diverting the German forces by simultaneously staging a riot house takeover on the Hotel de Ville, just to the north. Unfortunately, you will have to undergo your portion of the mission alone. The traitorous milice will be out in force tonight. If they capture you, pray they deal with you quickly. In most way, they are worse than this. We have hidden a stash of petrol bombs near the obelisk across from the bridge. Get them quickly, and watch for half tracks that may be in the area. You should be able to take the office without firing a shot. The clerical staff running it is tired of the occupation and will be glad to see a French person in charge. De Gaulle himself has already chosen a new police chief, and once the police are on our side, our chances improve dramatically. Street by Street, Monday 21st August 1944. Fantastic effort. Getting that Amory was a huge boost. Our fighters have begun pressing the Germans to the center of the city. Frederick Joliet Curie has been making petrol bombs in the prefecture with ingredients from the very lab wherein his mother-in-law discovered radium. This should give Jerry a bad case of hot foot. Once you leave our resistance base in Pigale, you'll find many fighters defending the area alongside you. Watch each other's back, and mind your fire. One stray bullet could spell the end of the fellow countryman. You're with good men, but they need your experience to take out the German barricades. The way matter on the defensive, and avoid up in a few dangerous strong points. If you can eliminate the guards behind the barricades, our fighters can finish the job. These barricades are extremely deadly, and we don't know what other surprises the night might throw your way. If you can steal some paperwork from one of the offices, we are not sure what they are planning next. If you get us a copy of their orders, we can have it deciphered and be one step ahead of them. Finally, we need you to go to the marketplace. No, this isn't a shopping trip. Once there, you will meet with another resistance agent who will lend us vital enemy information. Alons.
Ständig bekommen wir neue Anfragen für Kompositionen von Tarnmüll!
Operation Marketplace. Monday 21st August 1944. Great work. With the barricades destroyed, our operatives can mobilize throughout Paris. Luckily, we've discovered a cache of German anti-tank weapons hidden near the market entrance. Get your hands on that before you go any further. The Sherries are mobilizing several panzers throughout the city, and you're bound to need those weapons sooner or later. At the far corner of the market square, you will meet with a resistance agent. He will provide information about the location of the German HQ here in Paris. The orders you previously acquired bring us grave news. While General Scholtitz, the commander whom Hitler has ordered to burn Paris, wishes to see no more bloodshed, one of the underlings has gone over his head and ordered much of Paris to be wired with explosive. The demolition squad of the 7th Panzer Corps Germany's most ruthless demolition squad and is made up of the same men who trapped your brother in that school you'd ambushed so long ago. They will be arriving by train in one of the metro stations in town. Once you have met your contact, make your way down to the metro platform on the other side of the pack.
Made it. Long live Germany!
The end of the line, Tuesday 22nd August 1944. There was a traitor among us. We have been plagued with turncoats since the beginning of the resistance. It enrages me how many men and women are willing to sell their country and their soul for a few German Reichsmarks. No matter how carefully you screen the agent's background, a double agent always seems to sneak through the ranks. Right now, however, you have a train to catch. The demolition squad is scheduled to arrive in Paris any moment. If that weren't enough, a trainload of explosives capable of leveling every monument in Paris is being brought in on another train at the same time. You will need to get a hold of a train schedule to find exactly which trains are arriving where, and then I tail it over to the station where the trains are due to arrive. If you're really creative, perhaps you can find a way to see to it those soldiers and their explosives never see the light of day. This is the big one, Moon. We're depending on you to help us preserve Paris' proud history. The war is nearly over, and if we can defuse the threat of this final German treachery, we will be that much closer to returning to our families and our lives. Do it for your brother, Moon. Do it for all of us. Bonne chance, et vive la résistance.
Diese
In moments of extreme danger, coolness replaces fear, and all of one's energy is devoted unconsciously to survival. Later, when the danger is past, and one has time to dwell on thoughts of the closeness of death, one surrender to the terror of an awful crisis already mastered. Eileen Deschamps Adams.
Fighting was fierce as Allied troops battled house to house and town to town in the days following the invasion. Despite heavy casualties, the Allies soon had the upper hand. The Nazi war effort was beginning to collapse. This news swept Paris, where the city erupted as everyday citizens joined with the resistance in rising up against their Nazi occupiers. Fear and anguish turned to joy and elation as the last German forces evacuated and the first Allied tanks appeared. What had seemed impossible to even dare think in the darkest days of the Blitzkrieg had unbelievably come true. For gallantry in action and an unwavering steadfastness to the principles of liberty, equality, and brotherhood, we proudly extend to you the highest honor in France, la Légion d'honneur. You've come a very long way, my friend, and have a strong list of outstanding accomplishments of which to be proud. For demonstrating a seldom-seen fortitude in the face of almost certain defeat. For displaying an uncommon commitment to self-sacrifice, courage, and integrity. You have been awarded the DreamWorks Interactive Medal of Valor with clusters. This commendation is only earned by a very select few. All of us here at DWI send you our sincerest congratulations.